Yesterday, the Republicans lost bigly, but Trump is having a little bit of trouble wrapping his brain around it. This is just another day. It is no secret that Democrats hit a rough patch last year. They lost the presidential race, they lost both houses of Congress, and after it got tangled up in the neighbor's fence, they even had to shoot their donkey. But after yesterday, things might be turning around.
It was a big night for Democrats as the party swept key races across the country, gaining momentum against President Trump and Republicans ahead of the 2026 midterm elections.
That's right. After a year so chock full of humiliation, I was starting to think Chuck Schumer had a simping fetish. The Democrats finally got a W. Or as Speaker Mike Johnson would put it,
I don't think the loss last night was any reflection about Republicans at all. I think people are frustrated and angry, as we are. I am, the president is, and we express that different ways.
We all express frustration in different ways. Mike Johnson does it by almost logging into Pornhub before his son tackles him and throws him into a cold shower. Other people vote for Democrats. But last night was a blatant repudiation of the Trump administration's performance, which shouldn't be that surprising since we are now 36 days into the longest government shutdown in history. Guys, even when you're doing no job, you can still be bad at it. But despite all evidence of the contrary, Mike Johnson would really like you to believe that there's nothing to see here.
There's no surprises. What happened last night was blue states and blue cities voted blue. We all saw that coming. And no one should read too much into last night's election results.
Don't read too much into last night's election results. Don't read too much into anything. In fact, just don't read. Burn every book and newspaper you see. It's all woke propaganda and critical race theory anyway. Of course, Democrats think there's actual information to be gleaned from last night's result, like Virginia House Speaker Don Scott, who's pretty sure he knows why the voters went blue.
They believe that we really want to address affordability. They trust the candidates to really be focused on their issues and not those cultural issues that they like to talk about all the time, the pee and poop caucus. They talk, where these kids peeing, where they pooping, I don't know.
To be fair, if they really are the pee and poop caucus, those are exactly the kind of questions they should be asking. They ran on the pee and poop platform. They need to get to the bottom of that shit. Voters would be pissed if they didn't. But we can just put all that crap aside for a minute. Republicans are going to do everything they can to convince the American people that what happened yesterday was meaningless, that it actually didn't happen at all. And while flat out lying is an insane way of dealing with things that you find unpleasant, it shouldn't really surprise us because that's the Trump administration's entire MO. Just listen to what Speaker Mike Johnson said this morning about Trump's foreign policy.
The president is literally solving wars around the globe. I think we're up to 9.
9 wars! One more and he gets to trade in Eric. And that's not the only accomplishment. Just listen to Trump himself describe what he's done for the hungry.
We've lifted over 600,000 Americans off of food stamps.
That's right. Just days after the Trump administration froze SNAP benefits for 42 million Americans, the president claims to have lifted 600,000 people off food stamps. Yes, lifting them off food stamps. Kind of like how you lift someone out of their car payment by stealing their car. It's actually impressive to watch him contort the truth. You couldn't twist that fact more if you were Lauren Boebert and it was between your date's legs. In fact, right as Republicans are refusing to extend health care for 11 million Americans and the rest of us are bracing to see our premiums skyrocket, Johnson wants us to believe the administration is actually killing it on those exact issues.
But the economy and healthcare are two of the primary issues in the country, clearly, and that's why we are delighted to run on our record. We are addressing that. We are delivering for the people. We are fulfilling our promises.
Wait, what promises? Did Republicans promise to tank the economy and drive up healthcare costs? Because if so, we really should not have voted for them. We'd be better off voting for the pee and poop guys. At least then we'd know where our kids are pooping. But this administration's reaction to getting pummeled yesterday is actually the perfect encapsulation of its approach to governing. They think it's all about marketing. Like everything else Trump slaps his name on, from his steaks to his water to his children, there is zero effort put into the actual quality of the product. Talking about how great it is, even though all you have to do is look to see the opposite, is where this administration invests its energy. They expect us not to notice that things are going terribly, in spite of everything we're actually experiencing, because they think that we're fucking idiots. And they expect us not to notice that they think we're fucking idiots, because even though they treat us like it, they tell us all that they don't.
I think the American people are smart. I think they will understand this. And I think the midterm is going to be a great one for us. We had a demographic shift in 2024. We have a very favorable election map on the Republican side, and it will be even more favorable once all the redistricting stuff is settled out.
We've done really well. I think it's the best 9 months, they say, of any president, and I really believe that if we can have a few more 9 months like this, you'd be very happy, you'd be very satisfied, but it's been pretty incredible.
The Trump administration clearly doesn't want to hear the message voters sent with yesterday's election.
I'm voting to save democracy. I'm voting for Prop 50.
I'm glad we have a governor that's willing to play ball and, doesn't back down against this administration.
I think the hate that we witness is unbelievable.
Families being separated. As a human being, as a mother, separating families, especially children, from their mothers or fathers. I don't believe in that.
Both was Trump before, but now I look at Trump is different. The economy I don't look good.
Government shutdown. I have a bunch of family members that have been affected tremendously, not being able to afford daycare for their kids, still having to go to work, still trying to find a way to put food on the table.
We also wanted to talk about what's happening in New York, affordability, cost of living, making sure that people have a house. And these are issues that are all interconnected. So that's why we feel like we all came out.
Housing. I think housing was very important for me.
But the Trump administration, they'd rather move forward with their tired old practice of shining shit and hoping that we buy into the sparkle.
Quote, Trump wasn't on the ballot and shutdown were the two reasons that Republicans lost elections tonight, which really falls in line with what I heard from Trump senior aides at the White House today.
Meanwhile, the official White House Instagram account posted a modified version of the Knicks logo that read, Trump is your president, presumably a reaction to Mamdani's win.
And we have 2 years, and we'll end up with 2-3 years, and we'll have this country so perfect. We will have passed more legislation than any Congress and any group of senators or a group of congressmen. And we will get it through. They'll send it to us. We'll send it to them. It'll be a beautiful machine.
If they don't want to learn anything from the past 9 months, that's fine. But the voters clearly have, and we saw it at the polls last night. I guess that's the difference between the Trump administration and the American people.
I think the American people are smart.
Exactly.